Berlin, 5 a.m. The city awakes. In the next 3 hours, over 2 million people will leave home to travel to school or work. Many of them will use public transport and reach their destinations without the stress and strain of traffic jams. Berliner Verkehrsbetriebe, BVG, is Germany's largest local public transport company. It operates 9 underground railway lines, 22 tram routes and 146 bus routes. Its services combine with those of the S-Bahn, which runs Berlin suburban trains, and Deutsche Bahn, which operates regional express trains, to form an integrated public transport network geared to punctuality and passenger comfort. This close-knit transport system relies heavily on the 1,300 buses, which are in operation every day on a route network totaling some 1,700 kilometers with over 6,500 stops. Motor buses first appeared on Berlin streets in 1905. By the 1920s, there were over 600 double-deckers in operation. The BVG needed modern vehicles to cope with the ever-increasing volume of passengers, and so it joined forces with the manufacturers to design buses which were very advanced for their time. Today, the bright yellow double-deckers are a familiar sight on the streets of the capital. BVG buses make some 26,000 scheduled journeys over a 24-hour period. The passengers are satisfied with the service.
Der Busfahren ist super. Ich fahre jeden Tag mit dem Bus. Die Tarife sind ein bisschen teuer, aber dafür gibt es ja auch Abos. Und es ist natürlich eine super Lösung, so mit dem Verkehr, so mit Bus zu fahren.
Wir kommen aus der Pfalz, sind schon zum 3. Mal hier und die BVG ist für uns einmalig.
Also die Mitarbeiter der BVG kann man nicht klagen, die sind sehr nett, höflich, hilfsbereit.
Wir sind aus der Lüneburger Heide und sind seit 3,5 Stunden hier und wollen auf eigene Faust Berlin erkunden mit dem Bus.
Also ich fahre oft zur Schule mit dem Bus und es macht Spaß und klappt auch gut.
Wir sind gerade aus Köln neu angekommen und steigen gleich in unseren ersten Bus ein.
Very popular among tourists are the number 100 and 200 buses, which travel right through the heart of the city, taking in the major sights on the way. Real-time travel information is supplied at major stops by DAISY, the Dynamic Automatic Information System. The data it needs are supplied from the Computer-Assisted Operations Control System. The bus control center uses satellite navigation to pinpoint the exact position of every vehicle out on the road. The system automatically compares the actual times with the scheduled times, and so the dispatchers only intervene where the need arises. Traffic controller Andreas Bartschewitsch has to respond to one of the many spontaneous demonstrations in the city. The police have told us there's a demonstration in Schöneberg. We shall have to reroute a number of services and inform the passengers. Information manager Thomas Brodersen writes down the short notice that will appear a few seconds later on the DAISY displays at the bus stops, while dispatcher Joachim Schönig informs the drivers.
Links Grunewaldstraße, rechts Martin-Luther-Straße, rechts Pallasstraße, links wieder zur Potsdamer Straße.
The bus control center and the computer-assisted operations control system ensure smooth operations round the clock, even during hold-ups caused by foreign dignitaries visiting the city, sports events and demonstrations. If need be, the control center staff can address the passengers directly. The bus division sets great store by well-trained staff. The BVG's in-house training center is much more than just a driving school. Priority is given to service and customer friendliness, including the ability to speak English. Special driving safety courses guarantee that the drivers have their vehicles under control at all times. The staff at the depots ensure that the buses are always safe and clean. The water in the body wash facilities is treated and reused in a closed cycle system. The vehicles are serviced around the clock to make sure they are ready to run as needed. 90% of BVG buses are currently equipped with diesel particulate filters. In the future, the BVG will be making extensive use of hydrogen as an environmentally friendly means of powering its vehicles. A small series is undergoing tests, the company has set up its own filling station, and the number of hydrogen-driven vehicles will increase considerably in the next few years. We need a long-term alternative to fossil fuels and regard hydrogen as the best option, because hydrogen-powered buses are suitable for local operations and can be run economically. Bus driver Alexandra Pfahl begins her shift. She prints out her turns for the next few days from the computer and then takes charge of the vehicle. The public address and display systems, the ticket printer and the ticket validating machine are controlled by the onboard computer. I've got everything ready now for the M45 route I'm on today from Johannesstift to Zoo Station. It's a very varied route and I hope there'll be plenty of friendly passengers on board. The new star in the Berlin bus fleet is a double-decker with 3 axles. To reduce costs and maintain the high level of expertise in the BVG's central works, 100 new buses are being delivered without the internal fittings, which are installed in-house. We are very proud of the fact that we have our own production line to do the interior finishing for the new double-decker buses for Berlin. At the BVG's central works, buses are converted for other purposes and for customers from all over the world. The most famous product are the red Top Tour buses that take visitors on sightseeing tours through the city every half hour. A day ticket is inexpensive and allows passengers to hop on and off at many interesting places. These open-top buses from Berlin can be seen in plenty of other European cities too. Those who like to travel the way people did many years ago can board a replica of one of Berlin's first double-deckers. This 1970s DE-type bus, with a driver and conductor, travels daily along the River Havel between Theodor-Heuss-Platz and Fraueninsel. All the BVG's buses, small, large, vintage and brand new, can be hired for special trips. Twice a year, they ferry tens of thousands of visitors to the city's cultural highlights during the long night of the museums. The BVG fleet is supplemented by a number of special purpose vehicles, such as this articulated Icarus model, which has been converted into a party bus, and the Funmobile, which is equipped with a hydraulic lift. BVG buses are always on the move. They're at the very heart of life in Berlin. Passengers can rely on the bright yellow buses at all times. Good timetables are essential for attractive bus services. The BVG has specialists who work out the best connections, taking into account all the many requirements. When you're drawing up timetables, there are plenty of things you have to keep an eye on. Where are the high passenger flows? Which interchange points are important? What vehicles can be put on service? We have to take all this into consideration, and much more besides, to make the city's local public transport system attractive. The vehicles owned by private companies that run on certain routes for the BVG are of the same modern standard as the BVG's own buses. The need for greater flexibility and economy has led to the setting up of a subsidiary called Berlin Transport, which supplies a number of the drivers for the BVG. Metro buses travel at short intervals on busy routes, 24 hours a day. Express buses ensure fast connections on longer routes, thus bringing Berlin's many sub-centres closer together. More than 100 kilometres of bus lines and priority for buses at numerous traffic lights help to speed up travelling times and save costs. Interchanges, like here in Pankow, make it easy to switch between buses and trams. Berliner Verkehrsbetriebe provides fast links for a fast-moving city. And because Berlin has plenty of waterways, there are several ferry services in operation, which are also run by the bus division. Evening draws in, but the city loses none of its liveliness. Travelling BVG is an ideal way of getting to the cinema, the theatre or a concert. Berlin never sleeps. The integrated network of underground trains, trams and buses means that no one is left stranded even at 3 o'clock in the morning. Over 360 million passengers are carried every year. All the BVG buses put together cover a total of 94 million kilometres over a 12-month period. In other words, they travel round the globe 2,400 times. Berlin has every reason to be proud of its bright yellow BVG buses.